Well, one of the things that's been discussed is how will the responses to the global crises that are affecting the member states of the African Union, how will these responses be funded? Responses to climate change, droughts, the economic shocks caused by the war in Ukraine, and the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, the Western financial institutions have faced growing criticism in recent months for not being capable of dealing with these new crises. And one of the people that's been calling for reform of those institutions here at the AU is Kenya's President William Ruto. He's with me here. What reforms have you been calling for at the Bretton Woods financial institutions?
The multilateral financial banks and the entire international financial system has not been just and has not been fair and has not been accountable. And all we are asking is we want to have an even conversation. We do not want a financial system that favors us. We want a fair one. As things stand today, the current financial setup favors the global north against the global south. Why do I say that? Today, development finance you can access for Kenya, for example, and most of African states, Zambia, Ghana, in fact, all sovereign states that have gone to the international financial market, they are paying anywhere around 10%. Our compatriots in the global north are paying anywhere between 0.05%, 0.1%. Clearly, we are accessing development finances 100 times more expensively than they do
but Kenya is at the moment
from the financial institutions. That is not fair. And that is why we have found ourselves where we are. And that is why we are saying the current financial setup is rigged against those in the global south, especially in the continent of Africa. If you go to the financial markets today, we are paying 100 times more than our friends in the global north are paying. And we are saying if we have to fund the development that we have to change the financial system. It is not fit for purpose, it is unjust, it is not accountable. And we are saying the same financial setup today, or financial system today, favors the emitters. It favors those who pollute. They get development finance cheaper than we do. Those of us who are not polluting, those of us who are not emitters, are being punished for not being emitters. We are paying an arm and a leg. We are paying 100 times more than our compatriots in the global north. And that is why we are saying we need to redesign. We need a new system that understands, that is accountable, that makes those who have brought us here to the climate crisis that we have, the emitters, the polluters, they need to be held to account, so that an accountable system that doesn't punish the least polluters and doesn't reward the most, those who pollute the most, a system that works for everybody. And we are not asking for any favors. We are not asking for a system that favors us. We are asking for a system that is even.
So the climate crisis is widely blamed for the drought that's affecting East Africa and the Horn of Africa, the worst in decades. And that's left, according to the UN, more than 4 million people in Kenya, hungry, in need of help. What are you doing to help them?
For your information, it is scientifically proven. It is not something from the blues. It is scientifically proven that the current situation, the drought situation in Kenya, in other parts of the globe, in other parts of Africa, is as a result of climate change. It is the reality. The situation is getting worse. 6 million people in Kenya are faced with severe drought. Before I came here on Friday, we had a big meeting with development partners on what the Kenya government is doing. We are rerouting. We are reorganizing our budget. We have already spent close to 30 billion Kenya shillings on feeding, on accessing food for livestock, on water tracking. We are going to reorganize our budget some more because the situation is not getting better, the situation is getting worse. So we are reassigning resources meant for development, resources meant for schools, resources meant for hospitals, to feed people, to feed livestock. And this year, we are going to have the 5th consecutive year of failed rains. The phenomenon is not getting better, it's getting worse. This year, we have lost, including wildlife.